y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have the Flake It Till You Make It collection. These are releasing today for pre-order. I'll go ahead and link Bluebird Lacquer's storefront and social media down below. If you aren't familiar, this brand was Lou It Yourself, but she has rebranded, and I'm so excited to share these with you. These are the very first polishes that I am trying from her brand, so this is going to be a little bit of a first impression swatch and review as well. So I'll go ahead and get right into it. These will retail for $9 plus shipping each, or the entire collection for $50. I was sent this collection for review, and I do have a ton more pictures on my blog, including shade shots as well as how they look with a demi-matte coat. All of my swatches today will be topped with Top Notch. This is Bluebird Lacquer's quick dry top coat. I was really impressed with this. It dried nice and glossy, really hard, and it had a low smell. I also have some swatches showing the demi matte coat. This is Drawing Blanks. It's supposed to also be really good for clear water marbling, so I'll be testing that as well. I do really love the finish that the demi matte coat added to all of these flaky polishes. It really helped the flakes stand out without dulling the finish too much. So if you'd like to see that, those are on my blog. So the first polish I'm reviewing today is Shine Bright Like a Rhinestone, and this is the more silvery, flaky, holographic micro glitter polish. It does have some ultra chrome flakies in there that look like they are predominantly purple. It does have a bit of a purple shift to it as well. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot. And I'll show you how Shine Bright Like a Rhinestone swatched on my natural nail. Now, even though these polishes are loaded down with flakies and glitters, these go on really smooth. It's not gritty at all. I do think these dry down to a more flaky finish as opposed to a holographic micro glitter polish. So this first coat was really sheer. I do feel like this is one of the sheerest of the collection. I'll go ahead and show you what a nice second coat looks like. I am going in for a nice thick second coat. I do like how you get just a little bit of those ultra chrome flakies to add some interest to the polish without overloading that finish. So 2 coats is right to the edge of being opaque for me. I am quite picky about my nail line, so I am going to show you what a third coat looks like. I did go in for a nice thick third coat here. It did get a little bit thick on my nails, so you may want to go in for thinner coats, especially if that bothers you. So this third coat does for sure bring this one completely opaque. So here's a look at that completed mani before top coat. Even though these have larger flakies in them, they do dry down fairly smooth. A good top coat, of course, will help bring out that finish. Here's a view from another angle with top-notch top coat in direct sunlight. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting, and then once more at an angle in direct sunlight. The sun shots on this one are absolutely amazing. So next up is 24 karat gold, and this is a very rose gold warm tinted polish. It does have a lot of those silver ultra chrome flakies and a really strong gold shimmer. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how 24 karat gold swatched on my natural nail. So here is one easy coat. Again, really smooth application, no problems at all. At one coat, I had pretty nice even coverage. It is a little bit sheer though, so I'll let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. So here is my second coat. I am going to go in for a nice thick second coat here. I feel like if you opt to do thinner coats with these polishes, you may need to go in for 3. But 2 coats, and I'm going to work it a little bit, but 2 coats is going to bring this one completely opaque for me. I did notice under certain lighting that this polish pulls a little bit more pink, and then in others it does pull a little bit more gold. So I'll try my best to show it to you under all different kinds of lightings. Here is a look at that completed mani before top coat. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with top coat. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting, and then once more at an angle in direct sunlight. So next up is Champagne Wishes, and this is a bit more of a traditional gold tinted polish. It does have more of those silver ultra chrome flakies, which adds a cool touch to it, and it is very warm toned with a little bit of a gold shimmer as well. So I'll go ahead and show you a quick brush shot, and I'll show you how Champagne Wishes swatched on my natural nail. So here is one easy coat. Again, just goes on really easily. It is sheer though. It's something that you're going to have to build up a little bit. If you wanted to, you could totally go in with a sponge and stamp this on for very intense, really quick coverage. You don't really need to do that by any means though. I'll go ahead and show you what a nice thick second coat looks like, and it does bring this one completely opaque. I did get a few larger flakes in this polish, which I'm not mad about at all, but if you're not one that likes that, you can see there to the left side I did get a really big flake. It didn't bother me at all. So here's a look at that completed mani before top coat. This almost looks like it has some red in it as well. I don't have official descriptions, so I'm kind of going by what I see. So here is a look at that completed mani with top coat in direct sunlight, and then my swatch photo under artificial lighting, and then once more at an angle in direct sunlight. So next up is Caviar Dreams, and this polish is a bit of an enigma for me. It did shift so much under different linings. Here it looks like a green to red polish with a ton of bronzy gold ultra chrome flakies as well as some multi-chrome flakies. I'll go ahead and show you a brush shot, and I'll show you how this swatched on my natural nail as well as how it swatched over black. So here is one coat just on my natural nail. This does have a bit of a tinted base. So one coat makes for nice even coverage. It is quite sheer though, so I'll let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. So here is a nice thick second coat, and this brings us right to the edge of being opaque for me. I did stop my swatches here because that shimmer is really strong and kind of helps mask my very strong nail line, but I do feel like I should have gone in for a third coat. This turns to a beautiful purple to blue shift out in direct sunlight or even in the shade. Here's a look at how it looks underneath my artificial lighting. So here it's more of like a reddish to green. This is a view from another angle in direct sunlight with top coat. It does have some really pretty flakies in there. Next, I'll show you how this swatches over black. So this is Tux Polish's Onyx. With one coat, you do get all of that shift. You don't have to go in for multiple coats. For me personally, I do prefer it over black. So you can see there just how dense this polish is. Really pretty, great coverage at just one coat over black. So this is my swatch photo on its own at 2 coats under artificial lighting, and then once more at an angle in direct sunlight. So next up is Funny Money, and this is a lime kind of spring light green with ultra chrome flakies in there and micro glitters. So this is a pretty easy to wear lime. If you're interested in wearing lime but you're worried about how bright it's going to be on the nail, this is a good one to try. Here's a quick brush shot, and I'll show you how Funny Money swatched on my natural nail. So here is one easy coat. This is another one that's a bit more on the sheer side, so one coat is pretty sheer, but it does go on nice and evenly, very smooth, not gritty at all. So I'll let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. I am going to go in for a nice thick second coat here, again, just to build it up more quickly. And it's still pretty sheer here for me, so I am going to let this dry and come back in for a third coat. I will say I have very strong pink undertones in my skin. This did give me a little bit of what they call lobster hands. It did pull out the red tones in my hands. So here is a nice thick third coat, and this does bring this one completely opaque for me. So here is a look at that completed mani before top coat. This is a very blingy, pretty polish. And here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with top coat. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And then once more at an angle in direct sunlight. So the last polish today is my very #1 top pick, and this is called Blanket Count, which pretty much is my life. It is a very shifty green to very light lavender polish, along with all of those flakies and micro glitters. So I'll show you a quick brush shot, and I'll show you how Blanket Count swatched on my natural nail. Again, it seems like the lighter colors in this collection are a little bit more sheer, so this first coat is pretty sheer, but it does go on nice and even. You do get a ton of that shimmer and a good amount of flakies here. So I'll let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. So here is a nice thick second coat. I feel like you guys know how I build this up. 2 coats is going to help build it up a little bit, but it is still just shy of being opaque, so I'm going to show you what a third coat looks like, as well as how it's swatched over black, which I think is my preference. So here is my third and final coat, and this does build this one up completely opaque, no questions at all there. This is a very bright, ethereal polish on its own. I do love this finish. I just love the color payoff over black a little bit more. So here's a look at that completed mani before top coat. This polish is very shifty. You do get a very strong green to purple shift. So here's a look at that completed mani with top coat in direct sunlight. And here I'll show you how it swatches over Tux Polish's Onyx. So this is just one easy coat, and you're going to get all of that shifty color payoff. It's going to be a little bit deeper than it would be on its own, but I do love this finish. So this is my swatch photo at 3 coats just on its own underneath artificial lighting, and then once more at an angle in direct sunlight. And that does wrap up today's Flake It Till You Make It collection by Bluebird Lacquer. These will be available for pre-order, I believe, 2 weeks. I'll link her storefront and social media down below. If you'd like to see more photos, I do have those available on my blog at sloppyswatches.wordpress.com. I do recommend stepping by and just looking at the shade photos to give you a more comprehensive idea of what these polishes are going to look like. You can also follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.